What's the deal with Rico?
He's progressing along well and kind of limited in practice, but kind of got back to knowing some more team stuff today, some more individual stuff today, so I think he'll be fine.
What was his injury?
It's a growing injury during the season.
So that was not something that surprised y'all?
No.
To come in, you knew he was going to be?
Yes.
How much does he need in your mind? Obviously, he's plenty experienced, but you haven't seen him much, so what's the balance there?
Well, I mean, from a competition standpoint, they all need work. I bet those guys come out and compete every single day and be consistent.
Kind of breaking out a little bit last year.
He's a tough guy, man. Very versatile player. You know, kind of plays a bunch on special teams for us as well, and I think he's probably been the most consistent guy. Obviously, you just talked about Rico already, but between him and AJ, the most experienced guys I have in the room, Bamon does a really good job of having a really good attitude for the most part every day and competing. What I saw on tape, man, he's a hard-working guy, very explosive, has some moves ability in the open field, and also has some good ball skill at the backfield. So I'm looking forward to seeing him do more, compete more, and also add more leadership to the room, which we need.
How can what he does on the defensive side of the ball translate to what he does with y'all? Is there any sort of carry over there?
Running back-wise?
Yeah, from playing DB to running back, or you're not even really watching
Two different spots. Two different spots.
Did he have any rust to knock off?
AJ? No. No, he's a ball player. He's good to go every day.
Try to run through that contact.
Well, every player is different, but they all get coached the same when it comes to how they play in close areas. But obviously, you want to recruit guys, have the ability to make guys miss one-on-one. I can't tell a guy how to make a guy miss one-on-one. Just, you know, you can't just kind of do it that way. But I think for the most part, those guys are doing well. So I had to make a cut-up of every time they touch the ball. So I watched every time all those guys took the ball, whether it be receiving, out the backfield, or getting handoffs. So
what were your impressions of Rico in that?
I thought Rico did a really good job of winning sometimes one-on-one. I thought he did a really good job playing behind his pads at times. Struggled at times at the backfield from a receiving standpoint, but he's a really good all-around player.
I'm assuming you took notes as you watched, so what's the thing you underlined for Rico to focus on, to work on this? This is what I want to communicate to this guy.
Well, I would think him and all the guys, for the most part, it's a change in pad level. I think they all played too high at times, and which obviously affects the way you can make guys miss one-on-one, but also breaking tackles in the open field, running through contact at the line of scrimmage by having lower pad level. Downhill guy, you obviously seen the way he's built. He's built to be kind of a heavy load, heavy-footed type guy, but obviously from a leverage standpoint, I think the toughest thing from coming to high school is being able to deal with the speed of the game, also playing lower, because in high school you never had to get behind your pads, especially a guy like his size. He could just run through everybody's tackle easily, and also understanding pass protection. He's doing well.
Other running back coaches?
Well, I can't say that. I don't watch everybody in the country, but I think just being able to have good energy, great attitude every single day, coach from my own personal experience, what I had success with, but also where I've kind of learned other places I've been.
Hey, Fairmount is still mostly doing track stuff, or
track.
Does he meet with y'all at all, or how much is he around?
Yeah, meets by myself individually. Yep, okay. In between the schedule.
Okay. What are your thoughts from just that aspect of him, getting to sit down with him and do that?
Well, obviously I'd be a seasoned person, do something football-wise first. But I'm familiar with Valentine from high school. Remember recruiting him and watching him play. Obviously a straight line speed guy, top end wise. Want to be able to see him change his body more, develop more into all-around tailback. Looking forward to getting him back.
Since he's been here, I mean, from what you've seen about him and learned about him, is it just bad luck in his case, or is there something that he's doing wrong that just leads to injuries?
Plays running back. Running back's a hard spot to play and stay healthy at if you play it the right way. Just because of the way you get tackled and kind of get folded up so much, it kind of just happens. Every guy's different. I mean, he's been up and down. I think he's got a lot of ability. He's obviously a bigger guy that, like I just mentioned with other guys, struggles at times with his pad level, but I think, you know, at times he's his own worst enemy from a mental standpoint, but I think he's coming along well and getting better every day. He'll be fine.
What's his best trait?
I would say physicality. I mean, again, he's 226 pounds, so I mean, he should be a guy that can play behind his pads and move the powers at the contact. If you can't pick up the protection, you're not going to play. It don't matter how. If you're the best tailback with the ball in your hands, but you can't keep the quarterback upright, you'll be on the sideline doing signals with me, or hanging out drinking water, doing something else.
Agreed with you.
We didn't have a conversation about that. That was just my own personal opinion, and I'm not sure what they thought about themselves from a overall performance standpoint. But I think just being able to understand that they have more to give, they have more ability than what they've shown, and also just like I said before, being more consistent every time. I think if you watch all those guys individually, they have some great highlight flash plays, but it wasn't down at the down. It wasn't every single game. It was kind of hit and miss at times. We joked about it a couple times. But we'll see if he can do something.
Do you anticipate getting him some in the spring? Or
who knows? Who knows?